Press record. Welcome back, Melanie.
Hey guys. Hey.
What's up?
Not a much, Buttercup. That's so corny. No, seriously, nothing is up. Everything is up in the traditional sense of I'm alive, I'm here, kumbaya. But
Yeah.
we are still dealing with the bullshit, okay? Of COVID specifically is what I'm speaking to.
It's been a minute since we've been on here, huh? I don't
It
know.
has been a minute. I want to say like not a whole lot has changed from the outside world as far as COVID. I feel like we're still kind of on lockdown, quarantine. Some of us are on the downside of quarantine. Like I know I have a few friends that are like, oh shit, our shit's open. Like we're out here, like beauty supply, beauty salons, nails, toes, hair, everything did. And then you got some that are like, girl, I can't go nowhere without a mask. Like everything is still closed. So Nashville right now is kind of in between. We're in between our phases. So apparently a couple of cities in Tennessee here, specifically speaking around surrounding Nashville, they have now opened up their restaurants. They've now opened up malls. I found out today.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Okay. You can go in there and just
you can go in there. I do think that there are restrictions still with that, but they're open.
Wow.
They're open. What else? Like I said, restaurants. I know beauty salons, dresser, nail salons, all that stuff is still closed. I think they're part of another phase, but yeah, so we're slowly starting to open up. I have a girlfriend that was saying that they have rolled out a phase rollout system for their job. So like depending on where you are within the company, maybe accounting is phase 1, HR is phase 2, you got to wait another 2 weeks and you'll be phase, you know what I mean? Like, so they're doing a phase system within the job market for her company. So that was interesting to hear. My husband, I don't think he's heard much about when he goes back to work. I think he's supposed to go back the end of this month. So, depending on the numbers, but yeah, that's kind of where we are. I mean, how's everything? California love.
Well, everything here is, the same. We're still in quarantine and, yeah, there's no date for me to go back to work. They already said that even if they do decide people are going back to work, our department would be like the last department to go back.
Okay.
We don't need to be there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I did hear that Amazon decided not to bring their employees back later in the year.
Yep.
About October.
That's crazy. I mean,
and a friend of mine told me that the school systems in Maryland, she sent me like a little screenshot. They released a statement basically saying like tentatively be prepared for schools not to open back up until like January of 2021. So.
Right. I don't know how I feel about that because
But I know things are a bit different on the West Coast and the East Coast as opposed to like the South. And the Midwest. As they said, the cases weren't that
as bad.
So yeah, I guess.
Meaning in the South.
In the South and the Midwest, they don't have as many cases as New York, the East Coast, and California, Washington, Oregon, all those.
Okay, well that would make sense.
So,
interesting.
But I don't know because apparently, Georgia opened back up.
Right.
And was one of like the first states to do so, and they said their cases like tripled or doubled, or I don't know.
They did.
I wasn't watching the news. I just saw the headlines that people posted. So
right. They did. I have a few friends down there, and they were saying that, I really just don't believe that they ever really closed Atlanta, you know, specifically. I know we're talking about the state of Georgia, but I'm speaking to at least Atlanta. And for my friends that live in Atlanta, I remember when everybody was on total lockdown, couldn't go nowhere but the grocery store and the pharmacy, and they were still, going to restaurants, maybe not like inside, but they were still like having like bars. There was still like stuff that they were doing. Like I know for a fact the beauty salon stores were open, supply stores were open. Like they were like, yeah, girl, we just kind of do our own thing.
Like they had a whole block party.
The mayor had closed the beaches only to open them back up like 2 days after the announcement that he was going to close them. Like, so I just I don't know, but
Yeah.
they are open and ready back for business. So, we'll see. I'm very interested to see how this food supply chain is going to happen. Have you been able to have you noticed that there's been like, it's harder to find chicken, or is it everything pretty spaced out, or you don't really go anywhere?
I haven't gone shopping in weeks.
Oh my God. Oh,
Not
that's so
like
good.
shopping, because I have my refrigerator's like stocked with. Well, last time I went like grocery shopping was like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Okay.
I still have like a lot of meat and shit in my freezer.
Okay.
So I don't really know about that, but I know it was really hard for me to find rice. I couldn't find any rice like anywhere. I had to go. Well, I just stopped looking. I was like, I really don't need to be eating rice anyway. But yeah, it's been hard. That and stuff in the stores, like still, toilet paper, paper towels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know that we're coming kind of on the downhill side of this, because when I go to places now, they do have toilet tissue. It's not so like, they may not have an excess amount of it, but it's like, oh, like at least they have like a few rolls or a few packages left. Lines aren't as crazy. So that's been interesting to see. Like it's kind of dying down, but anywhere I go for chicken, like I swear it's out. Like Whole Foods, I went there like the last couple of days, and they were out of the wings, like chicken wings and stuff. They were like, they've been having a really hard time getting it, because a lot of these warehouses, or what is it, meat packing places and stuff like that, are closed. Like distribution centers and farmers are closed due to COVID. Like apparently we're not going to see the effects from all of this, really, from the food supply chain for another like maybe like 8 months. But there is a shortage happening, as it relates to produce, meats, all that kind of stuff. So people were saying, if you have any kind of space, or you have a home that you own or rent, whatever, it's not a bad idea to probably start growing some of your own stuff, just, as a precautionary method. I don't know. It's just interesting to see. Like, it's weird to go to all these places and I'm like, y'all don't have chicken. I mean, it's like almost like I don't even eat chicken like that, but it's like now that I want chicken, I can't find the chicken.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So that's been crazy to see. Especially again, because we're coming on the downhill side of it. So you would think like, okay, people are loosening up a little bit. They're not buying all the chicken. They're not buying all of the beef. They're not buying all of the rice. I know a few weeks ago, I was looking for rice and it was gone everywhere. And then I just tried one more store. It was in the hood and they had Uncle Ben's rice. And I remember I was like, I don't want to be that person to buy 4 boxes. But my sister was like, oh, can you get me one? My mom was like, I was like, okay, I feel better because I'm passing these out to somebody, but I don't want to be the hoarder, because that was the whole reason why I couldn't find. I'm like, who freaking stocks up on all this damn rice? Like, it's rice.
They've been, making these limits now, so you can't
yeah, you can't. Mm-hmm. They've now done that with meat. Like when I went to Whole Foods today, when they finally got some chicken, there's a sign that says you cannot buy over, you know, X amount of pounds of chicken. You can't buy over X amount of pounds of beef. You can't buy X amount of pounds of bacon. Like, they're regulating that stuff now because there's a shortage.
Yeah. A friend of
Crazy.
mine sent me a video of it was a video of, I guess, like a pig farm in China, and the pigs were apparently infected with coronavirus. So they were like bulldozing them into holes, basically, and like burying them alive. Like, I had to like click off the video, but it was something on Facebook, which is why I don't be going on there. You get lost in a Facebook those posts.
Pigeonhole.
25 minutes. Like how post or video? Like, you need more limitation. But yeah, so she sent me that, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy, and that's probably contributing to the shortage of, you know, meat.
I'm like, at this point, I don't even want to eat meat because it's just like,
it's probably dangerous to eat. You know, if you do have to eat it, I wouldn't eat a lot of it.
I can't because I can't get. I don't even want to talk about what I ate the other day, and I freaked out. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm just so freaked out.
What? What do you mean?
Freaked out just about everything. I'm freaked out about every little thing. I'm freaked out about every little thing. And it's been such a blessing because I know I've been speaking to I don't know. It's been a blessing. I'd say COVID has been a blessing in one way because, you know, it's allowed me to save some money. It's allowed, you know, families to get together, bonding. I feel like it's allowed America to take a second and slow down and be like, what the fuck are we doing? Reevaluate how we're doing some things. So I feel like there's actually a lot of good. And even my peers, you know, they've all been able to really look at their lives from a high level overview and really make some adjustments that they would not have been able to make had they been still going at the rate that they've been going. And, you know, so it's nice to be able to hear those stories and, you know, with all the darkness that I feel like this COVID has created around certain things, it's also produced a light in, you know, on some things as well. So, you know, in the end of the day, God has been really good. For me speaking, you know, I still have a job, thank God, you know, we still have a house, you know, we haven't been impacted too bad other than just being like inconvenienced. But you know, it is definitely weird times because again, I don't know. It's the unknown for me that keeps me kind of like anxious as far as like what's ahead. But yeah, so that's really, you know, my update on where we are over here with everything. Just weird. It's just weird. I hate feeling like weird, and I feel weird, but still trying to maintain that balance of like, you know, you're still blessed, bitch, but goddamn, what else? It's like, it's always like fluctuating.
Yeah.
Send the murder hornets as if we don't already have enough shit going on. So
yeah, it's been a struggle, but we shall see.
To be continued.
Yes,
yeah. So what's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? I know one thing I want to get into is the Real Housewives. It's just to say I can't wait to watch the reunion Sunday. I don't know how I feel about it with the Zoom thing. I hate that they're not all in the room together. I think I saw a clip where Nene shut her computer and walked out, and that's why I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't like that because I'm like, you know, I don't know. I feel, I don't like that. But I'm excited to see that. It's a guilty pleasure.
The season hasn't been Real Housewives of Atlanta, I don't think it's been the best season.
It hasn't been. It hasn't.
It's kind of a, it's definitely a disappointment with the whole virtual thing, but
Right.
you know, let's see what they do with it.
Let's see what they do with it. I didn't even think that. I didn't even think that they were gonna have a reunion. I mean, I knew that they had to have one, but it was like we hadn't really been hearing much about and then Andy caught the coronavirus, and
Yeah,
I was like, this
so,
is weird as hell at all people, but okay. So we'll see. Comes out Sunday. Insecure. You've been watching Insecure.
yes, ma'am. I have been watching Insecure. It's interesting. Insecure. The season has really like taken an interesting turn. It's crazy to see like Issa and Molly kind of like at odds, but I really fuck with the way that Insecure is able to like showcase the little shit that goes on between friends that it's like you can't really put your finger on it, and like you're not beefing with your friend, but you're not vibing with your friend, and it's like little things that may point out like your friend's selfishness or them being unsupportive, and
Yeah.
that you may not bring up every day, but Insecure
Right.
has like they're able to showcase that shit in a great way. Like I really got to give them props for that, because for them to be gone that long and for them still like kind of hop into the story but in a different
Right.
way, because I
And
thought it
still
was,
be relevant and still
yeah,
be relatable and relevant and all of those things. Yeah.
because I thought the drama would be more so with Issa and her ex and her love life and shit. But in all
Right.
honesty, I feel like the majority of the tension is between her and Molly.
Molly. Right.
Friendship thing.
Right.
I was like, damn, this is interesting, because I feel like they're on the verge of not being friends after the last episode.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, me too. I mean, I couldn't have said that better than myself. Molly's getting on my nerve.
So selfish. I cannot believe that parking situation. Like, girl, if you see me backing into this spot, I'm sorry. We would have been there all.
Girl, I
I'm not
was like, I mean, really? I was like, it was uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable because I was like, this is weird. Like Molly, and like Issa's been weird too, but she hadn't affected me like Molly has.
exactly.
And
That's because it's been like this from the beginning. Like Issa has been like this from the beginning. I feel like she's growing, but Issa has always been like a people pleaser, a flip.
she has.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
She has. And I also think that I also feel like she looks to Molly in a way where, she may not. It's almost kind of like I think she probably takes for granted some situations that Molly, because, when you have a friend that maybe you feel like you haven't arrived at where they are, but that friend never makes you feel like you haven't. It's just this thing where that just two different paths, but you're best friends or you're super close.
yeah.
And I think that now it's only an issue for Molly because, they're in this weird space. So now anything that, like you said, Issa's been this way. Issa's been like, oh, girl, hook me up. Like, girl, you know who they are. Tell them to call me. But it's only an issue now, or it's only magnified now because of the irritances or the,
the things that have been swept under the rug for so long, and now
exactly.
you're like, it's almost like payback. Like, I'm not going to help you out in this situation because you have been a bad friend to me, or I think you have been. So now I'm not going to help you in this situation. So I don't know.
What Molly's doing is the classic, what I would say, is a classic version of a friend that you have to watch.
Yeah.
And you have to just hope that your friend is just going through something, and this is just a moment in her life where she's just, got a lot going on, and she'll come back to being that whatever that you guys had. But sometimes it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes people, like Molly, they don't bounce back to the person that you once, had something with, and now it's kind of hard to, sometimes I feel like it's so hard to unsee someone once they show you another side of them. Like sometimes you can't go back.
Yeah.
You know, like, does that make sense? Like, sometimes it's like, ooh, like I know that I know you were going through this and this and this and this, but like you just showed me your true colors and like how you felt. Like that's kind of like a character thing, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like I hope that it's just a situation where she's just fucked up and she just is going through a weird space with her career, her love life, and that her and Issa will get back to that space. But if not, that's also normal too. That's also real life, you know? So
Her and her boo Andrew, Molly and this guy Andrew.
what'd you say?
Her boo is Andrew, the Asian guy, Asian vet.
Mm-hmm.
Is Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. How do you
Andrew.
feel about their relationship, their situation?
I um oh it's not I feel like it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Um Molly's one of those women that um I don't know. I don't really have her pegged yet. I know a Molly in my life. Like I've seen her before. I've seen in some parts of her I can relate to, some a lot that I can't. But what I'm saying is like she's just one of those that are so laser focused and everything kind of evolves around her. Um until she's able to take a step back and realize, okay, it's not about me, but then she does the same thing over again. Like I don't know if she really is trying to change. And I think that anytime you're trying to date someone and they're making all of these exceptions for you, but you're not doing it for them. Like there was a moment this last episode, I think, where, you know, she was like, I have time. Like, you know, like, what are you doing? Why did you plan something with your friends? I actually have time today. And it's like, okay, bitch, kudos. Like, I didn't know you had extra time. You usually don't have extra time. You know
But
what I mean?
here's my thing with that situation. Like, he was already on a date with her. You know, like that's the night with her. It is weird to me.
But there's been other nights where he's been with her and she's had other things going on.
That's petty to double book somebody the same night. And
Yeah, but I mean, but as many times as she's been petty, I'm like, he can have this one time to be petty. But because at the end of the day, he's made certain accommodations for her and he's been screwed.
But at the end
And
of the day, how many women do that for men all the time? Like men work late all the time. Men can, you know, a woman could be at home waiting for a man to come home all the time. He's late, he's doing this, he got caught up in meetings. And she'll wait her ass there all fucking night, trying to make herself stay awake for that nigga to come home and then still not even want to fucking complain about it because it's gonna start some shit. Like, I'm not saying that's right either, but I'm saying it's more acceptable for a man to, you know, put his work first and a woman be accommodating for that. And my thing is like, he knew she was a lawyer. They knew, like, I just don't understand it. It
I
really,
just don't think it's going to work.
it's not going to work because obviously he doesn't know what type of person Molly is. And this is my thing with Molly. She picks and chooses when she wants to be like this affirmative bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when it's time and somebody's like, what's the problem? Oh no, it's fine. Go ahead. She plays the passive
That passive
aggressive.
aggressive
And it's like,
shit. Yeah.
and he was like, do you want me to cancel? He was like, I mean, I'll cancel if you have a problem. She's like, no, don't cancel. Go ahead. Go with your plan. It's like, if she had a problem, you're a grown ass woman. You should have been like,
Just
well,
be like,
yeah, I
yeah, like,
for what I
I
did in the
want to
past,
spend it
but
with
tonight
you.
we're together. Like, I don't want you to leave tonight. Like, that's it. That's all.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're too old for this. Like, that's what I
Exactly.
don't get about Molly. Like, it's so weird. I feel like she and Issa are gonna fall out, especially because this was like the one thing Issa had since her whole job blew up. You know, she ain't really got shit. She don't got no career. You know, Molly got her whole fucking life together, except for her love life.
Together.
Issa ain't got shit. All she had
Mhm.
was schoolboy Q. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And
That's
I'm
it.
pretty sure Condola did that. I'm almost 100% sure that what happened there was that Condola pulled Schoolboy Q out of the situation because Lawrence confessed that he was still attracted to Issa or something.
That is so fucking petty, though.
And that's why she's not returning her phone calls, and that's why Schoolboy Q pulled out. I almost 100% guarantee it because remember at when they were in the driveway after seeing Tiffany's baby outside, Lawrence was like, I got something to tell you. I need to talk to you about something. And then he saw how pissed Issa was and was like, oh, never mind. So I just feel like that's what he wanted to talk to her about, because at the end of the last episode, Condola was like, if Issa didn't cheat on you, would you still be with her? And he couldn't answer it. And then he sent her that DM on Instagram.
And yeah, I mean, that's
So
also a
I
very
don't
real
put all that together.
conversation. Girl, you need to be a producer,
Spoiler alert.
honey. You need to be an executive producer, putting it out there, let it manifest, have a writer,
I'm
give
working,
you your writer's cred, honey.
yes, I'm working.
Yeah, no, that's a very real conclusion. I definitely agree with your point of view on Molly. I also think that Andrew and her are not going to work because, to your point, it is more acceptable for a man to have, that whole working thing going on. However, at the end of the day, you have your limits to what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. And I don't think Andrew's that kind to put up with that. And I don't know too many men who are going to put up with that unless you have someone who's not, who just is kind of passive and doesn't really value that kind of stuff. But, Molly needs to get a grip on some things quick, because if she really does care about this man or this whatever, or anybody, if she has any interest in being in a relationship, she's definitely going to have to compromise and balance, as much as she can. And then as far as like Issa and Lawrence and Condola, like, I just think that like Lawrence is what Lawrence is to Condola. What was that girl's name? The
Tasha.
side chick? Not the side chick, Tasha.
How he played her.
Yeah, I feel like Tasha is to Lawrence as far as what Lawrence is to Condola. Like, Condola is not really looking for something super, super heavy. Because she did get out of a divorce, and I feel like Lawrence really, 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 really liked Condola and what that probably could evolve into. Hence why, he wanted to preserve, their relationship. Making sure Issa doesn't come in and say anything crazy or whatever. But that's obviously hard to do.
I think that's what that was, because to me, I feel like that was a cop out to go and see Issa. Like,
it could have been, but I think that like
need to see Issa for that.
I mean, but at the same time, like, here's the thing too, like Lawrence never even knew that Issa and Condola were, until he found out. And I feel like he really genuinely liked her at some point. Maybe he thought, or maybe he tried to jump into something and not like rush whatever, but Condola was the one that kind of had to pump the brakes and was like, wait a minute, you're not as into this as, you may be into this and you may be asking me questions, but then the day you got your own shit. I see how you and Issa have your chemistry. I've seen it at this point. I can't unsee it. You guys were out here kikiing and laughing and shit. That shit is not.
Hence why he had to drive to meet her at her house to tell her how much he likes Condola.
You know what? Actually, I'd take that back. You're right. You're right. I've been in this situation.
Tell me that, nigga. Like, okay. Like,
I've been in a situation like that.
And the only reason he did that, and like, look where he is now. I feel like he tried to rush and create something with Condola just to like cover up how he feels about Issa.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. I take that all the way back. I actually, I relate too well to that situation. Yeah. Especially when a guy has to say it, like, I'm over you, and like, I'm with somebody else. This. It's like, okay, go be happy. Go be great. Go be great. But yeah, I just think that, I love the way in which Insecure is always thinking about, keeping things fresh and new and still relatable.
Yeah. Shout out to Amanda Seales and the actress who plays Kelly. They're all amazing. But Amanda Seales, they had a really important scene when they were talking to her about her delivery, and she let them know that, she almost died, and had it not been for her husband.
I peeped that.
For her, because she said she was feeling faint. The doctors didn't want to hear what she was saying. It turns out she had a blood clot, but her husband had to cuss the doctors out for them to even take her seriously.
I remember that.
Shout out to them for putting that in. Yep. It's very, very real.
It's very real.
women are really dying out here just trying to give birth. I unfortunately saw a video of like a 28-year-old woman who, she was pregnant during quarantine, and her last checkup had been like early February, and she was pretty like late term. I think she was like in her 7th or 8th month or something like that. And around mid-April, she was like, look, I need to go to the doctor. I don't feel like something's right, whatever. And the doctor was like, we're just doing virtual appointments. You can be seen virtually. And she's like, no, I want to be seen like, in person. So she like demanded that. She was on social media, on Facebook, basically talking about how they were dismissing her and everything like that. She ended up going into the hospital. They told her she needed to leave, and then she wouldn't leave because she said something was not right. Turns out something was going on. She had to have an emergency C-section, and she died, but the baby survived. And people are just like outraged. And because of coronavirus, like nobody was able to be there with her. Like they didn't allow her husband to be like in the room.
That is so sad.
Very sad, very scary.
That is so
If I was pregnant right
sad.
now, I'd be getting a home birth, a bathtub birth. It's too crazy right now. You can't have no visitors. You can't have nobody. Like it's just you and them, and like it's very strict, very regulated, very, very.
I wouldn't even want to go to no different hot. Like I heard you go to a hospital, you ain't coming out.
That part.
Like real talk. Like people that be going to the hospital, especially don't get on that ventilator, because that ventilator, hell fucking no, is a setup. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I connected the dots as soon as she said that. I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. That's powerful. For real, that is some powerful shit that they were intentional enough to put that in there. You could tell that they got Jamal the intern in those conversations, because that is for the culture, for real.
And they finally, after 4 seasons, they finally have the top spot in HBO, that primetime.
I heard.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because I always watch it like on demand or something, but that's dope.
It's dope.
I'm still upset about 30 minutes, but
listen, we will take it. We'll take it, but shit, we do want it. We would love to have an hour. Or my thing is, at least just release it all on, at the same time, so I can just binge them. At this point, that's like a treat, But then you binge everything, and then you're like, okay, what now? So I don't know. But
are there any Netflix shows that you're binging or have binged?
I'm trying to think. What's the last thing that I saw? I think the last thing that I saw was All American. So no.
Okay.
I've been trying to get into Ozarks, and I just can't. I can't do it.
I can't either. Everyone's telling me to watch that. I'm like,
I can't. I've tried to watch it over and over, and the furthest I can get is like episode 3.
I'm on episode 1 still.
Yeah, I can't.
Money Heist?
No, I want to say I saw like a few episodes, but again, it obviously wasn't enough to get me, because I haven't been back, so it's
exactly.
Yeah, like that good book where you're like, ooh, a page turner. But if it's something where I'm like, oh God, like I got to reread chapter 1 to even remember what I read, like I'm not going to do it.
Well,
how about you?
Pretty interesting out there that I just watched some of, the Centoya Brown. What's her name? Centoya.
Oh, interesting. Centoya Brown.
Centoya Brown documentary.
Yep.
It's like a docuseries, so it's like.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very interesting. I had seen a documentary of her like a long time ago before she got released. I've seen the stuff in this documentary I've never seen before. Her demeanor. She said that she executed this man. Like she admits to executing him. And I know she was young. She was in like a very, very like trying situation. Like she was meeting these men in a hotel, but then she got close to this one, and he like invited her to the house, like after a few times, I suppose. And she shot him while he was asleep. And then she was caught on the jail phone talking to her mother and basically said, yeah, I executed this man. And her mom was like, why would you say that? Shut up. You just want to help the prosecution. And she was like, I have no choice, but I executed him. I'm just like, oh my God.
How old was she?
She was like, I want to say she was like 17.
Oh, so she was damn near an adult. Okay.
And she was,
It made it seem like she was like 14, 15.
I think, well, see, I know the trial and the date of everything happening was a few years apart, and then she had different trials. And
Okay.
I haven't finished watching the documentary, so don't quote me on everything. I got to go back and finish watching it. But I think she had a few trials. She had like a appeal and everything. So it took like 3 years and stuff. She was in the court system, I think. But she started prostituting and shit when she was very young. When she was like 13 is when I think she started like prostituting and stuff. So I think this incident happened when she was like 16. And then I think she went to trial when she was like 17.
Oh my God.
So
shit.
But I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve a second chance, but
right.
Her personality was not what I was expecting. Like she was very
right.
matter of a fact. This is what happened. And that could also be like a defense mechanism because of the abuse that she went through.
Yeah, it can be.
I was just a little bit shocked. That's all I gotta say.
Now you got me wanting to watch it.
It was just a bit, I didn't know those details.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now you got me wanting to watch it though, just for my curiosity.
I mean, people are gonna have their opinions on it.
Of course.
It does show her, and I feel like this documentary is a very unbiased. It puts her in a very unbiased light. Like it doesn't make her seem too innocent, but it doesn't make her seem completely like
guilty.
Yeah. So I don't know. Take it. You watch it and let me know what you think.
Okay, I'll do that because I need to get into something else. I feel like I've watched all of Netflix, but I still have so much to watch.
You need to watch the movie that just dropped on Netflix.
Oh, I know. After night, day and night, or something. What is it? What is that? Is there? Let me.
It's called All Day and Night on Netflix. And my boy Leon, or who plays the character Leon in Snowfall, he is in this movie. I love him, so that's how I watched it. It's okay. It has very mixed reviews. But the guy that was in Moonlight is in this film.
Is there like any gay stuff in there?
How did I know that was gonna be your first question? That's always Mia's first question. Is this gay stuff? No.
Okay. So there's nobody getting like took or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is that always your first question?
Because it makes me uncomfortable. Like I don't like people getting took like in the jails. No. I just have to throw that out there.
There's some really, really good scenes. It has some really, really good parts. But then there's also some things that I feel like, okay, we've kind of seen this again. But they put it together in a good way. You know, it's a mix of like Baby Boy and Menace to Society.
Ooh.
And all those Black films that we grew up on. So it's
okay.
It's worth watching, but it's not like mind blowing. So there's some excellent acting in there though.
So yeah. Okay.
But,
okay.
The one part, it was a line in there from Baby Boy, and I was like, it just took me out of here. I was like, I know they didn't just use the line from Baby Boy. Like, I need y'all to like switch up the lines or something.
Oh my gosh.
Like the story is good. Don't get me wrong. The story is good. It's entertaining from the beginning. Like from the first 30 seconds, you're going to want to watch it. But it's just like, come on, we gotta like switch up. We can't recycle classics, because classics are always gonna be classics, and we're always gonna compare. So we gotta kind of switch it up. So
yeah,
it was still good.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm actually gonna watch it because I put it on my to watch list.
All Day and Night.
All Day and Night. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I want to, in a serious note, I can't even, like, I can't. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Is it about the jogger?
It is.
Okay. That was my tea bag. But yes, I'm glad you bringing this up. Go ahead.
It is. So, I wanted to talk about this and shed light on it. There was when did this happen? I know it didn't happen recently. It was like a few weeks ago.
Unfortunately, 2 months ago. A whole fucking 2 months ago.
A month ago, an African American man by the name of Ahmaud Arbery was gunned down. He was jogging in his neighborhood, and two white supremacists, racists, shot him, gunned him down. Apparently, to give a backstory and put this in context, which absolutely is ridiculous, these apparently there had been some robberies in the neighborhood, and these two white men, racist supremacists, because that's what they are, terrorists, they took it upon themselves to judge this man
No,
as he was running.
They did not judge that man. They hunted that man.
Hunted that man. Well, I'm saying they made the judgment, though, that this was the man doing the robberies. And
this whole robbery thing is a cover story. But go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
And well, this is what they say. This is the reason why they're saying they did what they did. And yeah, they basically, told the man, "Hey, come here, I want to holler at you, real quick, blah blah blah." Ended up shooting this man with a whole big old shotgun twice. And he was gunned down. He was killed. I do want to point out that they have not been arrested. An arrest has not been made. Like, as to Whitney's point, this happened a whole month ago. No arrests have been made. This was in Georgia. And it's almost, I think we've talked about so much racial injustice on our podcast for like ever, and it's almost like every story it's like, oh my gosh, it's just unbelievable, this is just crazy, this is happening, it's still happening, but it's just like you can't help but continue to say it. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And what's even more ridiculous to me is the fact that there has not even been an arrest for this. So yeah, I just, my thoughts and prayers are with his family, friends, the whole community, the whole Black community, as this is definitely like another slap in the face, amongst a lot of other shit. But I definitely wanted to bring this up, as apparently you were going to bring it up too, Whitney. So, and I know today that they had a what was it? Was it a protest that was today? I don't want to get information mixed up.
Yeah, so they had a protest because they're trying to bring it to they want the grand jury to indict these people who have gotten away with this murder since February 23rd.
Oh my gosh. So we're almost at 2 months.
May 6th, people. And these raggedy, dusty, hillbilly ass rednecks got away with hunting down this 25-year-old Black man who was doing nothing more than exercising in a neighboring neighborhood that's adjacent to his own fucking neighborhood. He was in the street. And what makes it worse is it was 3 of them. They're in a pickup truck. This man, first of all, how is he robbing y'all? And he got on short and a sweaty freaking white shirt jogging. Where is he putting the merchandise? Where's his car? Where's his vehicle? Where's the stuff to take the fucking merchandise? Like, shut the fuck up. He wasn't robbing anyone. Y'all hunted this man down like prey. Okay. And y'all were the fucking predators. And that's what it was. One of them was standing in the back of a pickup truck with a fucking gun. The other one had the gun pointed to dude. And the Black guy, Ahmaud, he was whooping his ass with a gun. And whooped his ass, punched him in the face, and got away from dude. And dude got mad and shot him in his back.
Yep.
That's how raggedy Gregory McMichael and his son Travel McMichael are. They're ragging.
Travel, his
Yeah,
son's name.
his son's name is fucking Travel, and he needs to travel underground because they coming for y'all. Period.
I hope
Period.
so. I
Somebody
hope so.
somewhere is coming for y'all, and karma's gonna get y'all. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're 80 years old. It's gonna happen. But it's ridiculous that this keeps happening. And I saw this like I want to say I saw this trending like a month ago, and I didn't even like I couldn't even process what was going on. Like I seriously do feel mentally impacted by all the Black people I have to see die all the time on TV and shit.
I know.
I'm kind of just over it. So I didn't even want to look at the video. And then I just saw the video today
I did too.
and I just couldn't believe it.
My
But,
husband sent
but
it
then I
to
could
me
believe
yesterday.
it, you know? So it's just like, ugh, this keeps happening and people can just kill Black people with no consequence. So what can really happen? Like, how many more times do we have to beg them for justice? How many more times is this going to happen? Because what's going to really end up happening is people are going to get fed up and start burning shit down. Like, that's what's really going to happen. Like, y'all can't keep killing people like this and thinking there's not going to be no fucking repercussions. Like LA riots, like shit is real. If Black people don't know how to do nothing else, they know how to get mad and burn shit down, and they don't give a fuck because they didn't have shit to begin with. So think twice before you kill the next Black boy because we are fed up. People are starting to get fed the fuck up.
Exactly.
Thank God it ain't my son. Like y'all got me so fucked up.
Yep. Amen.
3 months? You think you would have been living 3 months?
Amen. If you ain't gonna get them, I sure will. Fuck that.
God bless their family because that's just ridiculous. His mom was on the news and she said that she still to this day has not seen that video. She can't stomach to watch it.
Oh my gosh. I didn't, as a parent, I didn't even want to see the video. As a human, I didn't want to see the video yesterday. My husband was like, here's the video. And I was like, don't show me that. I was like, no, don't show me that. I was like, I can't, like, I'm one of those people that can't take in too much at a time. Much less see it play out. Like, that's just crazy. But then today, Diddy.
Another boy, a few hours ago, another guy was shot down by the police on Facebook Live.
Oh my gosh.
Another boy posted Shade Room 2 hours ago.
Oh my God. I can't.
Video viral.
So, as a community, I say, make sure y'all are strapped up. I'm gonna be honest, like, if it's a situation where it's between you and them, I always say I'd rather it be them. Guns may not be your thing of choice. Get you some mace, get you a taser, get you something for your household, get you something that you can carry on your keychain, whatever the case may be. And that's not 100% protected. That's not to say that you're going to be, safeguarded from all this nonsense. But, there's a reason why white people always are in these gun shops and always are the first ones to buy up everything and buy up all this ammunition. And, we have to do our due diligence as well and, protect what's coming, because who's to say people aren't just going to, at this point, just be walking in people's houses just because, you can't jog, you can't go pick up your kids, you can't, get pulled over, you can't go to the grocery store, like you can't do daily essential activities without, the potential or the possibility of you never coming or returning back home, without the thought of you coming back home. Like it's almost normalized that, something could happen and, no repercussion is going to, happen because of it. And I think that's the most disheartening thing is, like, as a community, I don't know how many more of these that we can see where all these people continue to get off. I think that's the biggest letdown. It's like, we already know how this story is going to play off. We already know how the story is going to play out. Hopefully it doesn't play out like this. Hopefully something does happen. But being as though they haven't even been arrested yet, I'm just tired of people not being held accountable for their actions. I mean, you're right.
At this point, they might as well just open up the law book and write it into law. It is legal to kill Black people.
Of color.
Black people. Period.
I need to go to wait till I get
Unless,
my
unless, unless, unless the other person's Black. The only time we care about Black people
exactly
is Black crime. That's horrible. You go to jail for life. Anybody else can kill Black people.
let me just get my
That's
dual
ridiculous.
citizenship and fly my ass to Italy or some goddamn where, because America is the ghetto.
Absolutely. And they're all laughing at us because they've been doing
Everybody's laughing at us. We are literally the Florida of the United Nations, like the whole world. We're the United States is the Florida. You know, we're the laughing joke of everything. We are the fucking bottom of the we're so ridiculous. And I hate it. Like, I hate it. And again, America, you have certain parts of America that were not on quarantine, other parts of America that were on medium quarantine, and other parts were on strict quarantine. And by strict, it still wasn't that strict. So, you know, we are just, it's like we're just trying shit, don't work. We're so eager to open this fucking economy back up, you know, get these billions of people back out in the workforce. And, you know, they're happy. They're eager to get back out there. They're eager to go get that money. And we stimulated their accounts, and they should be good. You know, that's how we think. And so that gives me anxiety. Girl, it's not. Don't work. Try shit don't work. Try shit don't work. It don't. They've been working. Shit. And we think, the funny thing about it is we think shit's working. They're like, yeah, that absolutely worked. The numbers are going down. It's like, no, the numbers are going down.
There was a whole motherfucking truck that just got busted for housing 100 bodies.
You know?
U-Haul literally just banned a whole funeral home because they caught them hoarding bodies in the U-Haul truck, apparently. In New York City.
Yeah. So, girl. Prayers to that family. Prayers to the Arbery family.
One of our, listeners wanted us to report on that story. So thank you, girl, for sending that. And yeah, we're just still having to talk about it anyway, because we're also
listeners be so woke. Our fans, our followers be so woke. Yes. I love it.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you for everybody who participated in our giveaway.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Give y'all something back for support, and just because everyone's going through hard times right now, and we're blessed enough to be able to give a little bit. So it wasn't much, but shout out to y'all for participating.
Seed, definitely a seed.
Yep. And yeah, we hit 20K on Instagram. So
I know. Turn up. Can you believe we're on our way to 30,000 followers?
50,000, 100,000.
100,000.
I know, y'all. If we get enough support, we may, when the world opens up, we could do like a tour or something.
We can do a tour. We can do, we can do like some brunches, hit up some spots, and do like a live thing where you ask us questions or we get to know you guys. We love to eat, so So anything with food involved, I'm down for.
I know we were gonna do a mukbang. Maybe we could still get that together one day.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to do one with crab, and they were out of crab. We didn't get crab that day. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I can do a mukbang with whatever, but I really want to do one with crab.
Hey, you gotta do one with crab.
Like, got to. With all that butter.
It's gotta be crab. Make sure y'all definitely following us, the Melanemy Podcast on Instagram. Also, definitely on YouTube, because we're gonna go live again.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do the mukbang live or
something. Should we do it? Well, Sunday's Mother's Day, but should we do a live? I don't know, Sunday maybe for Insecure, or we could do it with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, since that's Sunday. That would be fun. That would actually be juice tea. It's tea. Yeah. So, yeah, let's just plan on doing a Real Housewives um, you know, sesh podcast.
You let me know.
I will. but
Wait on
but
that.
yeah,
But
so
yeah, we'll see. We got some things up our sleeves. We'll get.
we do. We definitely do. Um yeah, so I'm excited. Excited to hop back on here. It feels like it's been forever, which it has been. But per usual, I love getting on here and talking to, the people and doing this podcast. It's therapeutic in more ways than one, really, truly, honestly. Honestly, truly. Make sure you subscribe, like our page, like our posts, comment, subscribe to YouTube, hop on our streaming channels. I was gonna say Anchor, but no. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, what other ones? Any other streaming platforms we're probably on there too.
Yeah, we're on.
Um,
If you have Anchor,
huh?
I say yeah, we're on all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're on all streaming platforms. You can find us, Melanie Me Podcast. Yeah, so keep it locked.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Bye.